What's going on, everybody? How's it going for another edition of Chiefs Comments with Kramer on a Thursday at 2:30 every single week right here on Club Foolish, whether if it's on the Twitter feed or the X, whatever you want to call it. I'm a Gen Zer. I'd say X. And what if it's going to be on that? What if it's going to be on our YouTube channel? Just thank you, everyone who comes in and joins and participates throughout the show called Chiefs Comments with Kramer, because this is your show, people, and I try to answer the best questions, comments, concerns, anything that you have to say regarding this Kansas City Chiefs team. I try to answer to the best of my ability no matter what. That is just how this show goes. So it's another Thursday. Week 1 is in the books. Kind of figured that the Chiefs were going to beat that one team they played last week, the Baltimore Ravens. I thought that they were going to win anyways, so it was not a shocker that they were able to win by a few inches. And I mean, we already saw that Harbaugh was going to go for 2. So no, that was last week. Here is this week as the Kansas City Chiefs will take on the Cincinnati Bengals, as that is going to be a fun, that 3:25 kick. And hold on one second. I have an annoying little cat that's below me that's trying to pull cords down, and then we don't want that to happen because then we'll be off the thing. So look at that. It's already messing up our feed. But first things first, please like this video. Make sure you do subscribe and turn on notifications, because if you don't have the notifications on right now, how would you know when one Chiefs Comments with Kramer goes live? Also, the Daily Fix with Ron Hughley. Heck, Brian B. Shining's new show right here. There's a little shiny new show on the Club Foolish. You can have the notifications on for that, even if it's for Veach season or Show and BK. All of that is right here, plugged into this network, Club Foolish. So please, thank you everyone who already does subscribe, follow, like all the videos that we already have. So thank you. So what we usually do is go comments-wise, which if you have any comments, please reply to the comments wherever you're watching, whether if it is on X, whether if it is on YouTube. But we like to start off first with the injury report. Hollywood Brown, it hasn't had anything updated since today's practice, so I'm hoping we do find out during the middle of this portion. But Hollywood Brown did not practice yesterday, but there was full participants in practice with guys like Nick Bolton, Michael Dana, Nazeeh Johnson, Derek Nottie, and Mike Pennell, which that's a good sign. But for the Bengals, their report right now showing Joe Burrow was a full practice yesterday. T. Higgins did not participate in practice yesterday. I'm assuming I think he's not going to play this week. That's just my opinion. BJ Hill's limited. Tanner Hudson, their tight end, did not practice. Chris Jenkins, their defensive tackle, didn't. Amarius Mims was limited, but he's also backup. Let's see how much of a factor he is. And Logan Wilson, which is a guy who would be a key factor on that defense, being healthy. He did not practice yesterday, so that is the injury report for both sides. Now, as always, it's for your stuff. Let's get to the comments. That's not the comments. Here we go.
Let's get to the comments.
All right, starting off with this one. C. Rich. Jamar Chase will retire at halftime or walk off the field like Antonio Brown. Now, if that is the case and if that does happen, one, that would be electric. The fact that another wide receiver in the NFL would actually stoop to that level of leaving during the middle of the game. Heck, we saw it happen with a middle linebacker for Buffalo a handful of years ago, which I thought was absolutely wild, and I never thought that I would ever see someone retire at halftime. And Antonio Brown walking out on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, was the Buccaneers, the Patriots. It was one of the teams that he was a Tom Brady with. I feel like it's a sign that he will stay no matter what. I mean, he just did turn down a 4-year, $140 million contract, or however big money deal that he just turned out from the Cincinnati Bengals. I highly doubt he will retire at halftime. I think he will be the only factor on the offensive side for Cincinnati Bengals. They have to have any sort of offense at all against Kansas City Chiefs. This is the Kansas City Chiefs team that everybody had a big question mark on how this defense was going to go without L'Jarius Sneed. I thought they did an excellent job without the role of L'Jarius Sneed played last season for this team, and that's a big reason, key factor why they won this past week against the Baltimore Ravens in Week 1. I don't see Jamar Chase retiring. I think he actually has a touchdown in this game. I think he also has over 50 yards through the air. So I don't read too much into this about Jamar Chase trying to have time. That's just a funny little comment. Thank you for that comment, C. Rich. This one goes, Kobe. Chiefs win in a blowout, so we finally see flags called on their own line. I think this is probably regards to what Jawan Taylor's been up to. We saw last week that I thought the officiating in Week 1 was absolutely dreadful. It wasn't great on both sides, either side. And luckily, the Kansas City Chiefs didn't start with the ball first, because I think Jawan Taylor would have been flagged many more times than he already was. So it's
I'm curious to see how many flags we will see this offensive line go, because it's going to be a different a referee group there officiating this game. Chiefs winning a blowout. I don't know if I agree with that or not. I think this might be a back and forth affair. I think we're going to see a different offense from what we saw week 1 with the Cincinnati Bengals. The fact that they only scored 10 points against the New England Patriots is laughable. Never would see that from a team that has always been poised or happened to be the front runners of winning the AFC and AFC in general. I'm curious to see how this game does go out, but I highly doubt it is a blowout, Kobe. So if that's a wishful thinking for you, good luck. I hope that does work out for you and also people around Chiefs Kingdom, because an easy blowout victory would be nice and not having to stress through anything like we've seen grown accustomed to, because this offense that the Kansas City Chiefs have nothing to worry about, because it's so fast and so quick, especially with one guy named Xavier Worthy. And apparently, they roll on to the next comment from Creighton. Apparently, Xavier Worthy can only run in a straight line. That's from a former Husker. Funny thing that you say that, Creighton. I'm on the #1 draft coverage show to boost up the college guys to see what we've seen there with the Rocky Manganovic season, is what we like to call it here on Club Foolish. He said the exact same thing. He doesn't know if the route running ability from what we saw with Xavier Worthy there. And I've noticed it since he was in Texas. I thought he had one of the best route running abilities. He's able to break away. The breakaway speed's there anyways. But his agility to get around people or even cut them up and go left or right, it's been there the entire time. And we saw that firsthand just this past week against the Baltimore Ravens. What I saw on tape and what I saw watching Texas Longhorns games last year, I noticed that it was a very good wide receiver. I predicted the Kansas City Chiefs were to trade up to get Xavier Worthy. That's exactly what they did. The Buffalo Bills basically handed him to the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's going to be the sky's the limit for him. It's funny because I say the sky's the limit. I wish I was able to say the sky's the limit for Sky Moore, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. Xavier Worthy, not just a guy who can only run in a straight line. He can go zigzag. He can go diagonal. You draw circles around in the sand or in the dirt when you're trying to figure out a play. He's going to do it. He's going to be great at it, and he's going to do it at 1,000,000 miles per hour because he's just a quick guy that can do so much for this team. It's absolutely amazing. By the way, if you're brand new to the show, Chiefs Comments with Kramer, I'm Kramer. Feel free, if you have a Chiefs comment, question, or concern throughout the show, please comment in the comment section, and we will have a conversation back and forth like this, and no matter what, it will be featured on this show as you see scrolling across this bottom. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe because, it helps us out. And if it helps us out, we're still trying to give you the best engaging content of Chiefs, whether if it's on a local, soon to be national. That's the fingers crossed right there. But just thank you all for helping support as right now. So as we go on to the next comment from Chad. Remember, this is week 2, people. This is week 2. Their division is tied for the worst in football with the NFC South. The NFC South is very bad. They will probably clinch with 4 weeks left. 4 weeks left? I think they could probably clinch with the 6 weeks left. From watching week 1, I know this is just an big overreaction. The Chiefs are light years ahead of every single team in the NFL, and they've just only gotten better. I know at times Nick Bolton didn't look great this past week. I know at times that we're going to see this defense kind of struggle because it's not going to be what it was last season. It's going to be hard to replicate. It's hard for any team to replicate what they do previous season if it was a dominant performance, whether if it was the defense or offensive side of the ball, because that's what we're just grown accustomed to. We expect that to happen. I'm the one to tell you that it may not happen the way it did last year. We might see more of the offense carry the burden rather than the defense, because that's how it used to be here in Kansas City. It used to be the offense led the charge. We hoped that the defense didn't give up at least 30 points a game because we already know the offense was going to get over 30 points per game. If we can just dabble back into that mindset like we saw back in 2019, that's perfect. I think it's like that. That's just the golden eye, the golden watching, the being able the ability to be like, all right, yeah, you guys scored a touchdown. Oh wait, we got Pat, we got Travis, we got Rashee Rice, we got Xavier Worthy, we got Hollywood Brown whenever he does come back up off the injury report. It's like literally, this team could win this division with 6 weeks left to go in the regular season. It's just how good this team is, and you already know that the other teams in the division are just going to beat up on each other. And that's just what's going to happen. But no, I do agree with their top. They're in one of the worst divisions possible. It kind of reminds me of when Tom Brady was what was that? Was a New England Patriot from the years of 2008 to 2012, whenever they were going on that stretch, maybe like 2007, maybe 2006. Just that time frame with Tom Brady and that Patriots team. This is what that seems like of how the division is set up, because the Dolphins were terrible during that time. Buffalo Bills were just, I don't even know what to even call them. The Jets were the only competition that you had because of the Sanchez, Mark Sanchez, but then again, that was also around the 2010 era. I think this is what it's just a bad division. The Chiefs are fortunate to have teams like the Las Vegas Raiders, the Denver Broncos, and the Los Angeles Chargers to be in this division to see how bad they are currently. So I think they clinch with 6 weeks left. That's just a hot take there, because this is just a bad division, the AFC West. So let's come from Ty. Concern with TK, Travis Kelce, lack of week 1 production. No, there should be no concern to this, because Travis, Killer Trav, he did what he had to do. He was a decoy that game. You could be decoys for a game and still be one of the best guys out there on offense, because every single defender is looking at Travis Kelce. Well, if it was one guy or two guys, we saw people get open. Noah Gray had a great catch in the first half. We saw things open up in the playbook to have Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice. A lot of times was just a little quick hitter, get going. That's what Rashee Rice is. Travis Kelce doesn't get a target. Travis Kelce doesn't get a catch. Does Travis Kelce get maybe 1 yard and the Chiefs win? You should not have to worry about anything like that. Like, you should be able to focus on, all right, we won this game. Travis Kelce didn't factor in the stat book. Who cares? You still won. That's all that matters when it comes to football. Wins and losses matter more than individual accomplishments. That's just by far any sport possible. And Travis Kelce kind of proved it there, because, I mean, he's Mr. Trav. Like, he don't care if he doesn't score a touchdown. He needs to go home to Taylor Swift. Wouldn't you want to go home to Taylor Swift? I mean, I feel like I would want to. I mean, I'm happily engaged, but, I mean, it's Taylor Swift. Come on now. It's from Cam. With Chase practicing, could the Bengals be more of a threat with a potential rhythm being back, and the Bengals seem to play harder against KC? Well, I mean, Chase is going to practice no matter what, because, I mean, he played this past week, and I think he's going to be the only person on offense, because I don't see T. Higgins playing. And after T. Higgins, who's the second wide receiver that Joe Burrow could actually truly trust? Is it Zach Moss as running back? If it's Zach Moss, that's a running back, and I don't really think Zach Moss is even that great of a running back in the NFL. Granted, he's running back caliber talent in the NFL, but he's not a guy who's going to take over the game like we saw what we used to see with Joe Mixon on this team. Jamar Chase has to play if the Bengals want to win. That's just plain and simple. I think he's, like I said, I think he scores a touchdown, he gets over 50 yards. That might be it, because I think the secondary on the Chiefs defense is so underrated still that it's still making people question, oh, yeah, these wide receivers are going to completely destroy this offense. I mean, we saw that week 1 against the Ravens. They couldn't get anything over the top to save their lives. Granted, they had to pick on Nick Bolton to get, as Lamar Jackson kept on throwing the ball to Isaiah Likely. So that's the case right there. Jamar Chase is going to have to, he's going to have those clicks slant. He's going to have to play like Rashee Rice played week 1 in order to somewhat factor any sort of offensive hope for the Cincinnati Bengals. They haven't done so, as coming to a close here on Chiefs Comments and Kramer on a Thursday. It is not no Tuesday. Thank God it's not no Tuesday, because this has been a long, long week, and I'm ready to watch some football tonight and also this weekend. But yeah, feel free to put your comments down below in the comment section, and we will get to those when they do come in. So it's from Travis. Should we expect Kelce to, I'm assuming, be more involved this week? Yeah, I think so. I would hope so. I kind of want to. Granted, I'm happy for some people's sake, fantasy football reasons, they want to see him get involved more. I'm happy I didn't draft Travis Kelce this year, because I just thought, you know what, there's too many chefs in the kitchen that needs to eat. If that makes sense. There are too many chefs in the kitchen that need to cook, or that are cooking that need to cook. And Mahomes is one of them, and he has to feed, 5, 6, 7 guys on this team. If Travis Kelce can't be that one of the guys, then oh well. I think he is more involved this week. But there's still going to be that defense of the Bengals who is kind of banged up, and so many question marks. But I'm also here that I'm staking my claim of, yeah, the Bengals are going to lose this week. The Chiefs will probably win by 15, maybe. All right, Chiefs win by 3 touchdowns this week. That is my prediction for this game. But no, thank you everybody who's actually chimed in and did the comments for this week. But this will do it for this edition of Chiefs Comments with Kramer. Remember, every single Thursday at 2:30, if you have a comment that you want to send to myself, if you have a comment that you want to send to Steven Serta, the main brainchild behind Club Foolish, if you just want to send it to the Club Foolish Network, or if you reply to the comment section in past videos, I will grab those as well, and we will talk about it right here on Chiefs Comments with Kramer. Hopefully you all have a lovely, wonderful day. If you placed bets for this Thursday night football game, I'm a betting man. Anytime touchdown Tyreek Hill seems kind of right, even though because of former Chiefs, and I mean, he is the cheetah. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and have a wonderful day. Put a smile on your face because you do not know who needs to see it. Have a good one, Kansas City.